after spending 10 days of meditating in an attempt to attain some inner peace. You could say I came out partially successful. You see, inner peace is a fickle mistress, one that tempts everyone, but can only be attained by the worthy. What can help me attain this worth is something that really resonates with my motives, something that speaks elegance, calmness, and does it in an oh so effortless fashion. We'll now be taking a road trip to Nashik, where there's a wellness center waiting to relax me further than I've already been relaxed in the past 10 days. The Volvo S90 is one smooth Scandinavian cruiser. Powered mainly at the front wheels, the Volvo S90 is equipped with an inline 4-cylinder, 2-litre motor that produces about 250 PS of horsepower and 350 Newton meters of torque. Now those numbers don't sound great, but believe me, it's more than enough. The pull you have on offer is adequate. I mean, if you put your foot down, it's a little more than adequate, because like, this S90 knows how to go. But that's not to say that performance is at its forefront. When you drive smoothly, and that's the way the Volvo prefers to be driven, it's a very calm and sophisticated package. NVH levels are great inside the Volvo, especially with these double glazed windows. These do a great job at blocking the light, and if you want some more privacy, you can always pull up the sunshades too. Another thing you'd appreciate while cruising is just how minimalistic the entire dash layout is. I mean, Volvo's done their best to reduce as much clutter here as possible. I like the minimalist steering layout. There's very few buttons here. I like the clear instrument cluster. It's very clear. You can see it in broad daylight. There's no fancy gadgetry as such going on. There's no multiple different screen modes. Hell, you can't even manually select what gear you want to be in. But all of that doesn't matter, because the Volvo S90 just wants you to relinquish control and just glide and go. If you actually put on the cruise control, it'll lock onto the car ahead and just trail it right behind while maintaining a certain distance. I gotta say, adaptive cruise control has really come a long way. Another initiative by Volvo that I really like in this iteration of the S90 is the new air purifier that makes sure that the air inside is a lot cleaner than whatever it is that's available outside. I think that's a perfect way to relax. Another great thing about this car, and I'm sure you've heard it a lot, is these really comfortable seats. What makes them even more comfortable is that you can adjust the bolsters, and they also have a massage function. Isn't that great? Even though you don't hear a lot of outside noise, and Volvo's done a great job at containing it, every now and then, some noise never hurts. And on those occasions, the 19-speaker Bowers & Wilkins 1400 watt speaker does a fabulous job at taking away the silence. I wouldn't exactly call it noise. Boy, does it rile you up. I mean, listen to your favorite song on these speakers, and I promise it'll make the hair on your hands stand. One thing that I really appreciate in this Volvo is the quality of the interior. The fabrics, the touch, I mean, everything feels great. I really like this tan light brown interior. It looks very rich, very sophisticated, and it has a sense of occasion to it while still maintaining like a suave of luxury. I quite like that. Let's talk about ride quality. That's something that's quite important when you're taking such long trips. The Volvo has air suspension in the rear and regular springs in the front. But despite that, the Volvo rides really comfortably. And just not that. I mean, I've been going over bad roads, potholes, speed breakers, and it just seems to crawl and glide over all of them like they're nothing. That's something you would not expect for a car that's this low. But hey, I guess this Volvo is full of surprises, huh? Now, when you're cruising at low speeds, the Volvo is fairly easy to maneuver. I mean, you could do it with one hand. I mean, look at the steering wheel. There, you could just use one finger. You know, it's so smooth, it's so easy. But as you pick up pace, the steering does get harder. In fact, if it's not stiff enough for you, You can actually turn on a setting in the settings menu that will activate a stiffer steering wheel to give you a lot more feedback for the ones who like a stiffer steering feel. Now, even though on paper 250 horsepower isn't a lot, but when you put your foot down, I kid you not, this Volvo really knows how to go. It's only then that it actually breaks silence in the cabin, but otherwise this engine remains fairly inaudible, and so does the rest of the outside. Well, you must be wondering that after 10 days of relaxation, how much more could I possibly relax myself? Well, I'm here to tell you exactly that. We're here at the Viveda Wellness Retreat, which is about 180 kilometers away from Mumbai.
Namaste. Namaste.
Hello.
Welcome.
Your journey for relaxation begins here on the fitness trail, which goes up to about 1.5 kilometers long. And it begins here at the Pebble Circle, where people can come and just prepare themselves, stretch, loosen their muscles for any recreational activities they're about to indulge in. Yoga, frisbee, cricket, badminton, you name it. And it happens all here at the lawn. Now, your idea of recreation could vary, right? I mean, you could probably enjoy hanging out by the bonfire after dinner or spending your afternoon taking a dip in the pool. But me, personally, I like myself some board games, be it carom or some chess. Checkmate. So, after you've had a lovely wholehearty meal, you want some place to relax, I guess there's no better place than this gazebo over here, because you can nicely lay back, sit and get comfortable and enjoy some peace and serenity while you're surrounded by these hills. Subtlety is the Swedish way, and the exterior of the S90 shows. Unlike its German rivals, it doesn't have an in-your-face design, but instead has smooth body lines across the vehicle. Moreover, it is garnished with just enough chrome to capture eyeballs without making it too flashy. With the new update, the chrome grille further enhances the overall presence of the S90. Also, on the new S90, there are these 18-inch alloy wheels that accentuate the look of this luxury sedan. Its long and flowing silhouette certainly makes it stand out from the crowd of other luxury sedans sold in India. Now, no amount of relaxation is complete without some calculated intoxication. And what better way to intoxicate yourself than with some wine when you're in Nashik? If you came to Nashik and you didn't visit any vineyard, I gotta say, that's blasphemy, my friend. I mean, come on. Let me tell you something. Getting to these vineyards is no easy feat. But the S90 performed phenomenally. I thought I'd feel like I need an SUV to get here. But honestly, it just did such a fabulous job. Not a single speed breaker, not a single pothole. I mean, there were tons of potholes, let me tell you that. But the S90 glided over them like it was nothing. I'm honestly surprised, and I guess it's time for me to head back. I mean, of course I wasn't going to drive myself. I'm a responsible auto journalist. I may be intoxicated, but I'm not out of my mind. I mean, what better time to talk about the backseat experience than now? I mean, look at my headroom. I've got plenty of headroom here, scooped out. Look at my legroom. I've got plenty of legroom back here. And if this didn't get you comfortable enough, these windows are double glazed. So they're quiet, you don't let a lot of light in. And if that's not enough, you even get drop down sunshades. How cool is that? Let's talk about the backseat experience, okay? The air suspension. It's really soft, it's very compliant, and even though this car just gets air suspension in the rear, honestly, if I didn't tell you that, I don't even think you'd notice. The only thing that I wish it could have is maybe a panoramic sunroof, but I'm nitpicking at this point. I gotta say, the Swedes really know how to build a launch. This has probably been by far the most comfortable detour I have ever made. I mean, look at this place. It's really hard to say goodbye. But alas, duty calls and I must head back home. Even though my comfortable stay is coming to an end, my comfortable trip only comes to an end when I bid adieu with Volvo S90. Because it is a retreat in itself. And with that, I must unfortunately head back to Bombay. But fortunately, do it on the Volvo S90.